Alright guys, so episode 101 of Dragon Ball Super is done, finito, finished. Now we're moving on to episode 102. I'm definitely really looking forward to this episode because, we've seen a small tidbit of Jiren so far in the Tournament of Power. Obviously, he's basically at this point like the main draw. I would say what people are most looking forward to at this point is definitely like, Jiren fighting, Goku versus Jiren, Hit versus Jiren, Vegeta versus Jiren. Like, people want to see everything Jiren has to offer. And then also, I would say people are definitely looking forward to, like, is Goku really going to bust out a new form? What does he mean by surpassing his limits? This limit breaker Goku, supposedly, is that really the case? We're going to see. But myself, I have been very, very curious about Universe 2 and their fighters. This stupid, horrible, ugly designed character that Vegeta is battling in the intro that is so Toriyama-esque. I really, really wanted to see what this character has to offer. Like, seriously, the dumbest looking character possible, like being like the biggest badass in the Tournament of Power, that is so Toriyama. I've really been looking forward to seeing what exactly this, character is capable of doing that we saw Vegeta fighting so seriously with in the intro. And again, like, go, watch that scene in the intro. Vegeta is not like dicking around. Like, he's like seriously going, he's throwing hands with RIBRIANNE here. So I'm excited that it looks like we're finally going to get to see her in action. Now, obviously, we do know from a previous episode that she is kind of like, is parody, I guess parody would be the right word, a parody of like the magical girl, like Sailor Moon type stuff, where literally, like, in her base form, she's like, a good looking girl, like, she's beautiful. I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of hentai about her, but when she does her transformation, she turns into this weird, like, Teletubby looking fucking character here. That is quite interesting. Now, we do see a shot of what looks like Brienne de Chateau transforming into RIBRIANNE, and we see two interesting frames that I want to talk about. One, of course, is Frieza. Like, there's hearts everywhere, so it looks like the transformation causes there just to be, like, hearts and, love, and again, like, Sailor Moon, magical girl type shit, and we see Frieza kind of, like, waving it off. But the other really interesting thing we see is we see a shot of a bunch of fighters of Universe 2 looking very excited, possibly at RIBRIANNE's transformation. And we see among them is the Yardrat fighter from Universe 2 who, looked like he had possibly been knocked off by Caulifla. The reason it was hard to tell is the effect of the Yardrat using the instant transmission is literally the same effect that is used when a fighter is actually knocked out of the ring of the Tournament of Power. So some people were saying that he used instant transmission and he was still in the tournament. Some people were saying that he was knocked out. And yes, it is clear now that the Yardrat is still in the Tournament of Power. Caulifla did not KO him. Now, we do see some shots of 17 actually taking damage here, which I think is incredibly interesting because obviously we see how powerful 17 is. Now, remember, we did see from some spoilers that 17 was going to kind of interrupt RIBRIANNE's transformation. So, obviously 17, Goku are going to have big forefronts of this episode. But what really has me interested and really excited is we do see, they literally retake the animation from the intro, which I don't give two fucking shits about. I hope people will stop complaining about that, because guess what, fuckers? It looks really good. I don't give a shit if they reuse it over and over. It looks good, and, they can't, creating non-stop fighting for like 20 episodes in a row is very tough in how, like, slave labor type conditions Japanese animation is. So I think they just reuse all animation all over. I don't give a fuck. If it looks good, it looks good. I'm happy. That's all I care about. I don't give a damn how many times it's reused. But we see the exact shot from the intro with RIBRIANNE fighting Super Saiyan Vegeta. Now, obviously, that is really cool. We do see 17 fighting what looks like a bunch of the Universe 2 fighters. We do see one quick shot of Piccolo, but not too much with him. Now, it just looks like really a big, big factor in this tournament is going to be RIBRIANNE and Vegeta in this next episode. So, again, I don't have too many guesses as to what's going to happen here, because, again, we do see Vegeta battling her in her Super Saiyan, or in his Super, he's battling RIBRIANNE in his Super Saiyan form. So, obviously, he doesn't deem her a big enough threat to take it to Super Saiyan Blue. I mean, this is interesting because I would bet money that RIBRIANNE is stronger than the Trio of Dangers. And we saw Vegeta take it up to Super Saiyan Blue against the Trio of Dangers. So I'd say there is a pretty high possibility that Vegeta will be going Super Saiyan Blue to battle RIBRIANNE at some point. Now, we don't really see too many clues as to what Goku's involvement in this fight is going to be. We don't see very much of him. We just see 17 battling possibly other fighters of Universe 2, while Vegeta is going to be battling the main attraction. Regardless, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Tell me, what do you guys think about RIBRIANNE? Do you think her transformation is the fucking dumbest? Or are you excited to see this character fight? You guys tell me. I think her design is stupid, but that doesn't matter to me. Like, again, that's very, very Toriyama-esque. I just care more about, like, how interesting the fight will be, what her techniques are going to be. Like, I'm actually really looking forward to this character, because if you guys remember, you know, back in, it was V-Jump or Shonen Jump, one of these Jump magazines several months ago gave us kind of a preview, and it highlighted 3 fighters: Kale, Jiren, and RIBRIANNE. So I have really high hopes for RIBRIANNE. Hopefully this is not one of these fighters who Dragon Ball Super sucks off and then immediately discards without, you know, really giving us a proper nut bust. So hopefully we get to see some cool shit with RIBRIANNE in the next episode. I believe we will. What do you guys think?